One found me at the gas station. All I'm trying to do is get a Sunday newspaper for the coupons because a diva likes to save money. So I'm standing there and I hear him from way across. How you doing? How you doing, girl? I'm like, oh, Lord Roscoe done found me. Because I make up names for my crazy men, that Roscoe, Rilo, Grady, you know. But this one was a Roscoe. So I get in line and he's just still talking. I was like, excuse me, sir, do I know you? Yeah, you know me. I'm like, no, I don't. He's like, that's okay, but how you doing? I said, the question is not how I'm doing, how are you doing? And he just continued to talk to me. He would sound like this crazy ass at the gas station. Coming home with me. Not getting ahead though. Got some money. But you know, at the end of the day, I realized why I attract crazy. I have a sign on my forehead that says, we'll talk to crazy. I'm waiting for it to change because I would love for it to say, we'll talk to rich man with money. Hell, I'll even talk to a crazy rich man. You can be crazy. I'm okay with that. How many parents out there? You got young kids at home? You let your kids watch some Disney movies, don't you? Y'all ain't never pay attention to them Disney movies, have you? Are they really for our children? Like Bambi, poor Bambi. Lost his mom at an early age. I was like, are we in the woods or the hoods? Because she got just gunned down in the damn forest. Now all he got is Flower and Thumper. Snow White! What's up with her and them 7 dwarfs? Y'all should be asking. I don't think Snow White was all that much of a housewife. She was a madam. She was pimping them little dwarfs. Talking about whistle while we work. Beauty and the Beast. What the hell is that teaching your kids? Would you really stick around for a man that looked like a damn beast? I'm not into bestiality, and your kids shouldn't be either. But my favorite story is Cinderella. Cinderella, poor little girl, beautiful with 2 ugly stepsisters and an ugly ass stepmom. Just living with these busted heifers. Where was her daddy anyway? And she working hard. She attends this ball, and she trying to be all nice about it when the prince come by with her shoe. You know that's your shoe, girl. You better go get that Christian Louboutin. That let me know Cinderella wasn't black, because her sister would have been like, hold up, you big ass heifers. You know good and hell well when you put your foot in that glass slipper, it's going to be like a Jewish wedding. Mazel tov up in here, okay? Hell no. So you got to get gangster with yours. Shit, she could have just went straight Thin Mints on them girls, okay? Shit. I love reality TV. Anyone who knows me knows I love Real Life Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all like it too? Yeah. That Kim boy, she sure can sing. Ooh, that child sound like she smelled a bucket of glass shards. And that damn Nene, I'm not gonna say too much about Nene, she just need help. Some serious help. But my favorite character, he's not on there all the time, but that's Derek J. He's Kim's wig stylist. He show up in his heels and his little outfits. Them outfits, I'll be like, you must not have any real friends. Because real friends would tell you shopping at Baby Gap is not the way to go for your big behind, okay? Come on now. And I like watching Celebrity Apprentice. This is my first time actually watching Celebrity Apprentice. I'm looking at Donald Trump when he gave his announcement talking about our biggest and brightest stars, LaToya Jackson. I just had to shake my head on that. Nene Leakes on the Housewives. I'm like, I didn't know she was that big of a celebrity, but okay. But my favorite character on there is like Gary Busey. Cause I love Gary Busey because he looks clueless the entire time. He's just like standing there like, how did I get here? Why am I here? Are the aliens coming? Charlie Sheen is probably even sitting there like, how the hell did he get on something? Winning. Okay. I also like to watch a lot of crime shows. Like, I love Discovery ID. And, you know, don't take offense, white people, but I'm about to talk about y'all, because one of my favorite shows is Disappeared. I'm like, how the hell y'all always come up missing? And, you know, I know how it went down. You know, here you are walking along this vacant road, and the man in the serial killer van roll up. Hey! How you doing? Oh, I'm fine. I'm just going up here, you know, to the store. You going to the store? Yeah, I gotta bake me a cake. Get some milk and eggs and some flour. And he's just like, well, you want to ride? Sure. And then he tells you, well, just get a hop on there and move that duct tape and rope. Now your ass milk box material. Have you seen me? Should have read the vanity plate. It said serial killer. And you know, what's wrong with old people today? Geriatric crew, I want to talk to y'all. I really do. Because I was reading in the news about this 90-some-year-old grandma. I understand being a cougar and all, because you know, y'all got to get y'all's too. Y'all need love. But damn if she didn't roll up on her neighbor, it was like, hey, I want a kiss. And dude was like, excuse me? I said, I want a kiss. And he said, well, I'm in a relationship right now. He's 53. This dude was 53, by the way. And so next thing, Grandma was like, okay, cool. So she walked on back to her house, lock and load. I'm going to give me a kiss. Pucker up, or I'll shoot. And she did. She commenced to blowing his windows out of his damn house. I said, damn, Grandma is gangster. Gives a whole new meaning to Grandma being a pistol. No, Grandma carries a pistol, okay? Also heard about an incident in a nursing home. Roommates, two old men. One wouldn't stop singing. The other one said, shut up. He wouldn't. So he beat the hell out of him. He said, damn, that gives a whole new meaning of what would you do if I sang out of tune? Well, now we know. But I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret about old people. Never underestimate old people. Because, see, I've been in the gym at 5 a.m. And y'all be in there, okay? Y'all be packed in there. And I'm just like, see, that's why you shouldn't mess with old people. Because they work out and they take their cow trait. Okay? Don't mess with them. Before I go, I want to talk about Activia. Y'all know Jamie Lee Curtis be peddling this stuff. Activia. But have you really paid attention to the commercials? Because I'm like, I don't think I should be engaging in these activities if I'm eating Activia. Like going running on the trail in the middle of the woods. And then one time she said we wanted to track people and their progress on Activia, so we had them film themselves. I don't want to see anybody in the results. of Activia, okay? I don't want to see that. But anyways, that's all my time right now, people. It's been great. And ladies, before I go, I wanted to say this to you all because some of y'all really need to know what your worth is. And I'm surprised because I got this from Kamora Lee Simmons off of Twitter. She says, don't be that woman that needs a man. Be the woman that a man needs. So always remember that, ladies, okay? I'm the Diva. You've been fabulous. Stay fabulous.
See you, Diva. Yeah, baby. Woo. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, Fia, I was sorry to hear about your accident and being rear-ended, but I could see how it could happen. You know what I'm talking about. I want to give the white perspective, because she's talking about white people. Let me talk about black people. I got my friend Crazy Carl. He got a conspiracy theory about everything. He thinks 9/11 was conspiracy, all this shit. I said, Carl, come on. And he goes, no, man. He goes, let me tell you something. I went to the Martin Luther King Jr. parade, and that's all jive-ass shit. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, well, how come Martin Luther King gonna have a junior parade? Can't he have a regular parade? Ain't no goddamn Rose Junior parade, is there? Crazy Carl. All right, have you ever wondered why these people were so funny? One of the reasons why these people are so funny is because the next man coming to the stage. He's coming out of retirement for you tonight. One night only. He's been a regular on the David Letterman show. How about that, huh? Yeah. Yeah, he's here for you. This guy was leading us through the class. He said stuff to us like, I'm going to teach you all this, and I want you to forget it. And Joey said, can we get our money back? But he's been, he was a great instructor. He was effective. He was gentle. He was predictable. He's a laxative, ladies and gentlemen. Jonathan Lee Solomon, here he comes.
I've never been happier to say that I don't think I can follow these people. Great job, guys. I'm really, just great. And you're a great audience. You've been wonderful. Thank you for coming out. I need cheering up because, and comedians always say this, the behind the scenes things, comedians always say this, but I swear to God, emes, in Yiddish, there's an expression, emes. Absolutely true. My girlfriend broke up with me tonight. Oh. Yes, indeed. She really did. And there's nothing you can feel better. There's all those sayings, if you love someone, set them free. What's my favorite? It's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Yeah. So I guess it's better to have driven off a cliff than never been in a car. It's a lot of stupid sayings. This is going to come up a lot now. If you're really horny, take a cold shower. That is so dumb. You know how hard it is to jerk off in a cold shower? Very difficult. You, though, I think I see a lot of couples and stuff. What makes a good audience, I always feel, is people who can kiss well. There's a certain kind of confidence that comes with being a good kisser, and I think you people are. Of course, you may not know for sure because you can go through your whole life without knowing because no one will ever tell you if you're not. People going through their whole lives going, never got any complaints. And everyone else is going, well, put a suggestion box next to your face. And the other new thing about tonight is I came down here in my car, which is new because I gave up my motorcycle. And I'm sort of in mourning about that. And I had an accident with my motorcycle. But anybody here ride a bike? Yeah. You know, though, then that I didn't really have an accident. Motorcyclists don't call it an accident. We call it putting the bike down. Makes it sound like we decided to do it. Yeah, I put the bike down. Then I decided to slide on my ass for about 500 yards. And I said, hey, Mr. Ambulance Driver, can I get a ride? And the doctor said, we're taking out your spleen. I said, I was thinking the same thing. And you go, you know what? I'm thinking from now on I'm going to take the fucking bus. That's what you say. If You don't have a big motorcycle. I have a 750, and you got the Hell's Angels don't like a 750. They want it to be a bigger bike. They look at you and you go, you couldn't even get killed on that. And I say, well, no, I ride drunk with my eyes closed and my feet off the wheels. Guys are funny. Straight guys are funny when they ride on the back of a motorcycle with another guy. They will not hold on because they don't want to appear gay. You know, so they do this. You ever see this? Then they hit a bump and they're like, gay is good. Oh, this is big news, big news. My nephew came out. Came out of the closet. Yeah. You're taking a lot better than the family did, I'll tell you that. Yeah. No, we're a very liberated, open family. My Uncle Sid, though, he sort of brought up the rear. He said, I absolutely didn't say that intentionally. I just putting some words in it. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go there. He said, when I think of two people of the same sex having sex, it makes me sick. And I said, Sid, why are you thinking about it? And I said, Sid, you know, when I think of you and Aunt B, I get pretty nauseous. The thing that surprised me, though, was my sister, his mom, was surprised. That's what was amazing to me, because I know my nephew really well, and he is gay, although it surprises me because I can never accept the fact that anybody's gay. The whole idea of being a gay man, it's just, you know, I'd be on the street with him and I'd go like, okay, Andrew, I know you're gay, but look at that woman. Look at the way her skirt wraps around her legs. And he would say, yeah, that'll happen with linen fabrics. But I would say, and this is not one of these knee-jerk political things, I think this is true, any guy who has a problem with gay men is gay. Because it's a numbers game. You want as many guys as possible to be gay. Whenever I see a gay guy who's who's a good-looking guy who's gay, I go, thank God he's out of circulation. If Jack Nicholson had been gay, that would free up about 2,500 people right there. I wish I was the only straight guy on the planet. There'd be parades. Jumping up and down. Look, it's the straight guy. Boy, he looks really tired. Now, like my students, I have to have cue cards because I don't remember most of my acts from the old days. Let's see. Oh, yes. All right, enough about the gay thing. I actually want to get married, which is very sad because we just lost one of the candidates. I want to have kids. So some days I want to have kids, other days I don't. Because some days I'm like, yeah, I can have kids, and other days I'm like, hey, I can't keep plants alive. But I will be a good parent because there's things my parents did that I will not do the same. Like one of the things is they used to put my artwork on the refrigerator when I was little. And, you know, even when you're 5 or 6, you can see that most of the other artwork is in the living room. It's insulting. And not only that, parents come in with their parent friends and they look at it and they go, what the hell is that? And the parents go, well, our son said it's a duck. And the other people go, well, your son is on drugs. But that's just the adults. Another 5-year-old, they'll walk right through the kitchen. Nice duck. You forgot the antlers, but it's a nice duck. And I like what my sister does with her kids. When I was growing up, my parents would serve me food that I was completely uninterested in. Brussels sprouts a lot. My sister serves her kids, macaroni and cheese. That's all they eat, I think, macaroni and cheese. They got macaroni and cheese coming out of their ears. We used to eat, my mother would want us to eat good things like Brussels sprouts, and she'd say, eat your Brussels sprouts because there's people starving in India. And I would say, Mom, I'm 4. Let's focus on me. You know, if all you serve is Brussels sprouts, you're going to be people starving right at this table. Now, there's challenges to having a kid when the whole issue of drugs comes up. Because I did drugs earlier. But, you know, my parents could say to me, don't do drugs, they're very dangerous, you know, don't do drugs. And what can I say to my kids? Don't do drugs, they're very expensive. Certainly don't do crack, it's small, it's easy to lose. My family, can I go 1 sec? In the old days, you know, I did a lot of drugs because there was a lot of partying. The 80s was a great decade if you were single. This was a good pickup line in the 1980s. Yeah? You were of that age? Great time. This was a good pickup line in the 1980s. You walk up to a woman at a bar and go, come on, let's go. But I would not want to meet the woman in my dreams in a one-night stand. Because then someday your kids ask you, you know, what was it like when you first met Mom? And you're like, well, I woke up and there she was. What were your first words, Daddy? And I said, hi, what's your name? My parents, they absolutely, they did not know about drugs. I used to come home stoned all the time. And my father would have no idea what's going on. He'd be up at 2 in the morning eating oatmeal. I thought he was stoned. He would not sleep a regular night and he needed something comforting, so he would get up at 2 in the morning and have oatmeal. And I would come in and I'd walk in, he'd say, sun, and I'd say, moon. Word game, cool. Then I'd calm down, I'd say, Dad, are you going to be up later because I want to vacuum? He should have known, though. Well, actually, it's very subtle, the difference between when you're stoned and when you're not, for those of you who smoke the weed. You will notice the only difference between when you're stoned and when you're not is when you're stoned, you forget to say, excuse me, I'm about to change the subject. I know from here which ones of you are using the clinics these days. So, we're back to page 1.
I forgot.
Yeah. So, the girlfriend thing. My God. Maybe I should get Extends. Have you seen the ads for Extends? They have them. It's available. Extend. Oh, you may not know what Extends is. It's to extend, right? Although now they try and sell it as it's a performance enhancer, you know, because they don't want to say, you know. But I'd like a bigger penis. Why not? You know. You're able to walk out and go, this is not a limb. But I could never buy Extends. I can't even buy condoms. When I go in for condoms, I end up staring at the suntan lotion rack for about an hour. And I'm not alone. There's like 5 other guys. 9 o'clock comes, the pharmacy, we're closing. You guys want condoms, don't you? No guy can walk into a pharmacy and go, condoms! Right here, condoms. Thank you very much. Hi, Mrs. Peterson, I'm buying condoms. Yeah, well, I sleep with a lot of people I don't know, you know, so. All right, I'll be picking Kathy up at about 8. All right, good. All right. Can't be done. And Extends, that would really be. I think you have a small penis, so you buy Extends. But that means, if you buy Extends, you have to walk up to the pharmacist, maybe it's a woman, one of those sort of pharmacist technicians, and say, I'd like to buy the Extends. You know, if you can do that, maybe your balls are so big, your dick just looks small next to it. I love it. I've got the older folks laughing. That's great. Always like to see how the dick jokes travel with the folks. So, well then, in that case, we might as well talk about sex. Right? Women are very confused about men. I saw an article in Cosmopolitan that actually said secrets of how to turn on your guy. Here's the only secret: show up. Guys come pre-seduced, basically. Put it this way, women, when you're horny, you're like we are when we're not even thinking about it. It's a whole different thing. My girlfriend, she liked being seduced, which was so odd because we were together for 7 years, and and I'd go, "You want to be seduced? We've been together 7. How am I going to seduce you anyway?" She'd be like, "Well, you remember the first night you had candles and wine, and you told me about how your parents died when you were really young." And I would say, "Well, we're out of wine. There's no candles, and you've met my parents." You were way ahead of me on that one, weren't you? Very, very nicely done. So, let me ask you a question. Who do you think enjoys sex more, men or women?
Women. Men. Men.
It's so totally women. It's women. Every time I ever have sex with a woman, I look down and I'm like, she's having a much better time than I am. And there's a reason, women, you're very fortunate. You have a lot of spots for us to get to. And they're all over the place. Basically, you put your head under the sheets and work around, guys. Eventually, the woman will go off like she won a game show. You'll bump into something, They got spots behind their ears, behind the knee, outside in the glove compartment. There's spots all over the place. Guys have one spot, about the size of a dime at best. Women kiss you somewhere else. Sometimes a woman will kiss me in the shoulder and I'll be like, "You are way off." That's my shoulder. That's as hard as it gets. But the main thing, women, and I hope I can do something for the couples here, is the main thing you don't understand is that that asking a guy after sex if he's thinking about you is the worst time to ask all that. Because the whole day we've been thinking of you. But then 10 minutes of sex, after sex, we get the time to think about something else. That's why I like to have sex. Woman says, "Are you thinking about me right now?" "No, I'm finally thinking I should get a ladder and replaster the ceiling." I have been so distracted trying to get over on you, this place is falling apart. I think that's what it was for everybody. Albert Einstein had sex, rolled over, and went, E = MC squared. Honey, if you could blow me, I think I could balance the checkbook. You've been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Jonathan Lee Solomon. Let's get all the performers up here. Everybody, come on up. Come on up. They'll feel the love. Jonathan Lee, Mike Ivy. Come on up. Karina, the Diva. Yeah, baby. Anna, Joey, baby. Molly, Dr. Chris, and Miss Claudia. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. Good night. Thank you for coming out. Good night. Now go home. Papal dismiss, that's the blessing, the papal dispensation.
That's your Doppler?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm going to confession.